No, I can't do that.
Okay, so, okay, you can handle that. Okay, ready? Good evening, welcome to the Independence City Council meeting. It's Tuesday, August 22nd, 2023, 6:30 in the evening. All the councilors are present, and we're glad we're not hot and melted. It's in your packet, you have the meeting minutes from August 8th, and do they meet with your approval? Was that that's a motion by Martin Willis.
Second.
A second by Coor. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Don't see any visitor comments, so I'm going to go immediately into my report. Busy couple of weeks since I've last seen you. The Oregon Mayors Association took place, and we had a number of mayors, well, 70 or 80 mayors from around the state. I had the pleasure of being a presenter and a facilitator for one of the sessions. And as a past president and leadership award winner, I had the honor of making a leadership award to the mayor of Detroit for a small city. And I got to tell you, that is that's the biggest award that the mayors give, and it's from peer to peer. And I was truly honored to be able to present that award. Recently, we had a number of staff people from the city of Corvallis come and tour and visit with myself and city staff about the things we've done in our community, and they were working and learning from us. Also, this last weekend was a very busy weekend. Of course, I attended the Friday music event, which there were bazillion people there, and
That's a technical term, right?
bazillion, yes. And even when Patty and I got there out to dance, my son keeps saying I dance like a dad, but there were enough people, I didn't scare anybody away. Had the opportunity the next morning to be a judge with Mayor Kuntz at the Lions Car Show. There were 180 cars, and so that was fun. And then also later in the day, had a chance to do an official welcome on behalf of the city at the Community Fiesta. That's something I'm very proud to be able to do, and the number of people who attend that is unbelievable. Folks from here in town and folks from all over the region. And it used to be more of just a Latino event, and it still has that flavor, but there are people from all through the community that come, and it's really a nice statement about our community.
41st year.
41st, that's right. Elena's been doing it for a long time. Mayor Kuntz and I continue to work on recruiting medical personnel into the community. We've identified some people, and we're continuing to work on moving that forward. It's not fast, but it continues. And then finally, had the chance to recognize the Independence Day's volunteers for 4th of July. They had an event over at Parallel 45 and was able to give a little talk and hand out some awards. And also, I guess I should say that speaking of Parallel 45, I had a chance to do some promotional video and photos along with Coleman Farms and Parallel 45, because Coleman Farms provides a lot of the hops that Parallel 45 uses, and both are very popular. So it's been a busy time. So with that, I'm going to go to council liaison reports, and so I'm going to look to Councilor Schwartzler to talk both about Parks and Recreation and about MyNet. So to you, Councilor.
Perfect, thank you. Parks updates. The Parks Board has been busy. Sunset Meadows Park doesn't have an official name. That's what we call it, but it needs to be officially named. And the board members are discussing the naming policy for parks, as well as an outreach strategy to gather community input. So Emmanuel, the city's communication coordinator, will be putting together an engagement strategy to gather some suggested names. The goal for the timeline is to have a recommended name or a list of names by October. So a name can be submitted to City Council for approval by the end of the year. So that's pretty exciting to see that it will have an official name, but then we'll have to remember to call it something other than Sunset Meadows Park. Park rules, the board was also provided a list of existing park rules along with some potential additions to those rules. And if the board feels like additional rules are needed, they will be recommended to the council for addition to the municipal code. If no changes to the rules are recommended, staff will move forward with installing park signs with the existing rules on them. Few other brief updates. They discussed next steps to contract the demolition of the pool house building with a date to be determined on that. The board was also updated on the sports park, which council was also updated on. In June, City Manager West provided a brief update to the Community Center public outreach process. And also in June, Public Works Director Fisher provided an update and tentative schedule for completion of the park's master plan. There has been, the board did agree to meet on a monthly basis, but the March meeting was canceled. May and August were also canceled due to lack of quorum. So hopefully the meetings will be able to continue on a monthly basis. And the next meeting is scheduled for November though, because staff will be out in September and October. So it does seem like some meeting contingency plans are in place for that. And then moving on to Minnet. Financial report, June was the last month in the fiscal year, with the year ending ahead of budget, which is great news. And the full annual bond payment and note replacement payments are on track, meeting all fiscal obligations. Sales and marketing continues to be strong. Currently, their marketing efforts are targeting both Rick Rail and Dallas. Rick Rail expansion continues to be gaining customers. Jason Saunders will be presenting at the upcoming Fiber Broadband Association conference, and Minnet will be holding its second annual luau this Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. as a thank you to the community. Their hardware updates are done. Community Wi-Fi is well used and operating smoothly, and the multi-gig service will be available near the end of next month, which should be coming up soon. So that's really exciting. I know we're excited as business owners for that. And the new Wi-Fi network was live at the Polk County Fairgrounds this year. And then finally, for field operations, the expansion is progressing as expected and on schedule. New areas of service are being added and all is going well with that. And Minnet also bought underground equipment so that all that work will now be done in-house, and the Minnet team will not have to use contractors for that work.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. City Manager West. Oh, I'm sorry. I was scribbling. Councilor Job, Independence Days.
It's short and sweet. It's been a little while since the big event. So another, huge success for Independence Days. Lots and lots of people. They're still looking for volunteers for next year, so start early. But I think the next meeting isn't going to be until January of 2024. So that's it for now.
Okay, now City Manager West. Excuse me sorry, Councilor Job, I was scribbling.
All right, so first I want to give a shout out to our IT director. We've had issues with a buzzing microphone. Our community has commented on it a few times. It took a while to figure out what was going on, but he figured it out. And the buzzing microphone was staff's. So you'll see he took an old system, he integrated it into our new system and made it all work. So now we have non-buzzing microphones. And I was just telling staff the bonuses on that old system. There's a priority microphone in front of me, so I can shut my staff off when they're talking. Just kidding. I would never do that, but I do have the power. So it was last week, Chief, we hosted the resource officers, and it was extraordinarily successful. We had folks from as far away as Southern California who came for that training. We are always happy to host, and it was some great training. The city recently received a $20,000 grant to continue exploring the joint water project with Polk County and the city of Monmouth. Again, we're very excited by that joint project. In Public Works, we're working on no less than 22 capital projects. Those are just the public side projects, not private development. That includes the full gamut of infrastructure: water, sewer, streets, parks, stormwater, and facilities. That's a large number of capital projects, and it's a good thing Gerald's going on vacation. We need him to come back refreshed and ready to pick those up and run with them. In addition, our planning department and public works are assisting our private developers on at least 5 large private development projects, as well as multiple smaller infill and remodel projects, in addition to some commercial projects that are going on as well. We kicked off our downtown parking experience survey with an informational video starring our own Fred Evander. And if you have not seen it, you have got to see it. It is fantastic. And Fred didn't do theater. And so this is a newfound skill that we have. You will be seeing his face more and more as we do more videos. If you haven't seen it, you want to see it, go to the City of Independence website. There is the video. There is an opportunity to do a survey regarding your parking experience in downtown Independence. I will note this was generously funded by a grant from ODOT. ODOT, right, Fred? And DLCD. So take a look at it. It's great. Mayor touched on it. Our Friday crowds at Music in the Park have been extraordinarily large. We've brought in additional portable restrooms to accommodate the large crowds. And our police department tells me that even with the number of folks that we have there, we are experiencing no law enforcement related problems. So it's a great group of folks that we have coming. There's a lot of them, and they're great. Work is kicked off for the Central Talmadge Concept Plan. That's another Fred project. This project is looking at the area around Central Plaza and the high school and identifying opportunities to increase transportation connections to neighborhoods and create additional housing. I think that one was also funded by ODOT. Same program. The sidewalk project is moving forward. We're really excited to start seeing improved sidewalks for our community members who've requested participation in this youth workforce project. Council, I want to give y'all a shout out because you told us loud and clear you want this project for your community members. We worked really hard to get up and running, and it's going to be a great project. So thank you for letting us know what's needed. Now I highlighted my IT director, and now I want to highlight my communications coordinator. Because as you know, when Emmanuel started, he prepared a communications strategy for this city. We've been following that strategy with great success. I mean, Fred's video is just one piece of it. At the last meeting, I talked about the Meet Your Staff video series that we're working on. The first one that Emmanuel did spotlighted on the city manager position. That video has been viewed more than 5,000 times. That is huge. The downtown parking experience with Fred has already been viewed more than 1,500 times. We're getting the word out, and people are loving the videos. This is how we're reaching so many in our community. It's only one avenue, but it has been really successful. I'm really hopeful that we'll be able to get Emmanuel in front of the camera as a part of the Meet Your Staff series, so our community can meet the man behind the camera. It's going to take a little bit of work, but I think we'll get her done. Finally, I want to remind you all that the ribbon cutting for the Riverwalk donated benches has been scheduled for Friday, September 8th at 11 a.m. We'll be meeting at the parking lot and walking over. I hope that as many of you as possible can attend that event and thank the generous donors. Wonderful folks, and it'll be great benches. And then Mayor, I just want to update you that Gerald will not be here for the staff presentation. I overlooked that he wasn't going to be here. It's not that he doesn't want to be here, it's that he couldn't be here, and I forgot to take it off the agenda.
Thank you, appreciate that. Okay, Mr. Evander, I think you're the next guy.
That's right.
Yeah, the date on that, on the benches was 8? September 8th at 11 o'clock.
So hi there, everybody. This is for an ordinance, a council bill for the housing needs analysis. You folks had a public hearing on it at your last meeting. At that meeting, you folks directed us to prepare a council bill for your consideration. This would be that council bill. What you see in the packet is essentially the same documents, but I think it's a clean version now. Is that right, Karen? So the documents are just now, the strikeouts have been removed. There was some questions that we got asked today.
And everybody already has a copy at their desk?
Everybody already has a copy at their desk. I'm happy to discuss any of those if anybody would like. Otherwise, I'm willing to take any other questions.
Any additional questions? We had a big discussion about this last time, so. If not, this is an action item, please, on page 8. Let's see. Go ahead.
I will get us started. I move to read the proposed ordinance, Council Bill 2023-05, in full as the text is contained in the council packet for the first time.
Motion,
Second.
second by Core. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, carries.
An ordinance amending the Independence Comprehensive Plan and Independence Development Code.
Next, please.
I move to read the proposed ordinance, Council Bill 2023-05, for the second time by title only.
Motion, second by Joe, Councilor Joe. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries.
An ordinance amending the Independence Comprehensive Plan and Independence Development Code.
Final motion, please.
I move to adopt the proposed ordinance, Council Bill number 2023-05.
Second.
Motion and second by Martin Willis. Discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much.
The bill is passed and will be assigned ordinance number 1610.
Thank you, appreciate that. Council announcements.
I have an announcement.
Please do.
My phone at home hasn't been working, and I called MyNet, and they said that there are some home phone lines that are not working, but you have to call MyNet in order for them to know that your phone is not working. So if your home phone is not working, call MyNet, because I didn't know that until I called today because my phone wasn't working. So I still have a landline, so if anybody has a landline, their phone isn't working, call MyNet. They'll
You're
get it
not the
fixed
only
right
one with a
away.
landline. I still have one, so that I can be in the phone book.
And I'm in the phone book even without a landline that works anymore.
There you go. Any additional announcements?
Yes.
Please.
On Thursday night, which is 2 nights from now at 6 o'clock, there is a quarterly general business meeting of the Independence Downtown Association. There is a lot going on in downtown. And the next big thing that's happening is the Independence Hop and Heritage Festival on September 16th. It is returning to the format that it used to be, which is more of a street festival. And I just found out today we're closing C Street from the roundabout to the railroad. And there are 53 vendors registered. So we begin with the Oregon Dancing Horses and end with a Ty Curtis concert.
Sounds like a party. Councilor Court.
Friday, August 25th at, oh crap, I don't know what time it is. The new exhibit opens up at the museum, Ella Curran Feeding the Community. They're gonna do something, I think it's at 5 o'clock in the evening. But if you go to the website, you can RSVP for that, but that's a very important exhibit for this community.
Great, thank you. There's nothing else? Say the magic word.
Adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're done. Thank you. Have a pleasant evening.
Ooh, 20 minutes.